You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in. Salute everybody. Let y'all get right back in here, man. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come in the building. I have a major breaking news update in the Nolan Wells case right now. I have a major breaking news update in this Nolan Wells case right now. Y'all let me know y'all can hear me. Get on in here. And we're going to get right into it right now. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? I had to come on my computer for this one. Can y'all hear me? All right, you guys. So it's now being reported. It is now being reported that documents have now been released that have detailed this whole situation with Nolan Wells. It has now been out. I have the documents. I have documents now. I actually have the report. I have documents. And I'm going to get into them with you guys right now, as this report has come out and from Channel 16, ABC News. It says documents detail Nolan Wells' final hours before the July the 4th Horn Island trip turned deadly. And let's get into this. Remember, this is not me. This is not my opinions. These are not my thoughts. These are the reports that the investigators have put out. Once again, these are the reports the investigators have just put out. And let's get into it right now.
Documents are shedding new light on Nolan Wells' final hours before his deadly 4th of July trip to Horn Island. The records say that Wells stayed on the island after his friends left because their boat was taking on water.
Let's stop right there. This is why I always say, I wait before I speak. I wait before I speak. I wait before I speak, because the investigation is saying that the reports are saying that they have proof that Nolan Wells stayed on that island. See, I have to see it, but this is what they're reporting right now. I have to see it, but this is what the investigators are reporting right now. The investigation is still going on. So I'm thinking something else that everybody else is not even thinking about is going on. I'm thinking, I told y'all this last night. I'm thinking, is it something that happened after those other boys left? Because I told you guys, and I'm going to rewind it again. We're going to go through it. I have the documents. Certain documents I'm going to show y'all right now. I had to think, though, you guys. I had to say, hold on, man. We don't even know the time of death. We haven't seen the autopsy, the toxicology. We haven't seen the time of death. Imagine if that time of death comes out on the night of the 4th of July. Then that timeline that everybody was going off of for the boat, 4:30, that's eliminated. I told y'all last night, what if they have an actual video or photo of him on the island after 4:30, near sunset, with a different group of people? Let me play this again, and we're going to get into the paperwork right now, and I'm going to show y'all officially the paperwork right here. Smash the like button, share the video, like the video. Here we go right here.
On Nolan Wells' final documents are shedding new light on Nolan.
Documents. Let me play that again. This is a key word. This is not ticket. This is not, I think I heard they say it. This is not rumors. These are documents. And to the person who said ticket, them dudes could have known, listen, or they could not have known. We don't know. But I'm going to say this. They was all putting it on them like they did that. We don't know. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to wait and see. I still want to see time of death. I want to see time of death. This is not AI. Trust me. This is not AI. What I got, I've already checked it. This is all over the news right now. This is not AI. To the girl who said this, now you want this to be AI, but you ain't say that audio was AI. Okay, I got you. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Documents are shedding new light on Nolan Wells' final hours before his deadly 4th of July trip to Horn Island. The records say that Wells stayed on the island.
The records say that Wells stayed on the island I told y'all a lot of motherfuckers gonna get sued. This is why I didn't say what I said. When everybody else is out here running their mouth saying that shit and putting themselves in lawsuits, this is why I didn't say that. Because I want to see what the official time of death say, and I want to see what Ben Crump team aligns with the government, or with, the investigators in the state of Mississippi. Because if they both come to an agreement, let me say this again, Texas breed, know your role and shut your damn mouth when you in my house. When this goes out here, I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something right here. Let's get to it.
Wells' final hours before his deadly 4th of July trip to Horn Island. The records say that Wells stayed on the island after his friends left because their boat was taking on water. His body was found after an extensive search, and independent autopsies have been completed. Foul play has still not been ruled out in his death.
Foul play has still not been ruled out. Let me say this again. Foul play has still not been ruled out. But what they just said in the documents, and I'm going to show y'all, they're saying that he was on that island after them boys left. The FBI has not ruled out foul play. The question is, if it was foul play, who was it? If Nolan Wells was alive after them boys left and he was still on that island, and you better believe for them documents to say that they got evidence. Now, let's look at some of the documents, because I have a couple documents and I'm going to show you guys right now. Hold on.
Arrests are being made for online threats connected to the Nolan Wells death investigation. 2 people have now been arrested, one in California and the latest, a woman in Cincinnati. 16 WAPT's Carlos Garcia in the studio tonight with more on where this investigation stands. Carlos.
That's right, Troy. A woman from Cincinnati now facing federal charges after being accused of calling in bomb threats into Jackson and George County, Mississippi. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office is the primary agency investigating Wells' death. And this woman on your screen, Michelle Edwards, is the woman who was arrested in Cincinnati. Investigators say she made over a dozen phone calls to the Jackson and George County. Investigators also say that Edwards called the George County Chancery clerk more than 20 times on July 23rd. Minutes later, she star 67 nearly 10 calls to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And by adding star 67 to the beginning of a phone number, it blocks the caller's ID. Well, tonight, new obtained information from ABC says that Nolan Wells' mother reported him missing shortly after midnight, July 5th, saying friends last saw him on Horn Island at around 3 p.m. on July 4th. A boat GPS data shows Wells.
Now, play that again. The mother didn't report him missing until after a day later. Now, hold on, you guys. I got the paperwork. Let me play that again before I get to the paperwork.
Shortly after midnight, July 5th, saying friends last saw him on Horn Island at around 3 p.m. on July 4th. A boat GPS data shows Wells and his friends arrived on that island shortly after 11 a.m. He was reportedly last seen wearing black shorts, flip-flops, and sunglasses. His mother says she last saw Nolan on the evening of July 3rd. And family members and friends continue to stretch their resources to try and figure out just exactly what happened to Nolan Wells last month. In the studio tonight.
Now, let's go to the paperwork. They have, and I'm going to say this again, you guys, they have now stated that they have not taken foul play off the table. They're saying that the documents from the investigators are now revealing Nolan Wells was on that island after 4:30. That means them boys couldn't have did that shit that was on that boat. But they're saying, listen very closely. They're saying that investigation's still open. Now let's get to the documents right now. Y'all let me know if y'all can see these documents on the screen. I have a few set of documents I want to show y'all. These documents right here are the actual report. So the mother didn't make a report until, can y'all see that? Y'all let me know if y'all can see that on the screen. Let me take down this comments. Let me know if y'all can see that on the screen. Can you guys see that on the screen? Can y'all see that on the screen? Yo, let me know if you guys can see it. If I need to blow it up some more, let me know. Because I can't see the screen that y'all see. You guys let me know. I can blow it up some more. Let me know. Let me know, you guys. Yo, let me know. Right? Yeah, y'all can see it now? All right, let me blow up a little bit more for y'all. Hold on. Let me see if that's better. I think that might be better. All right, there we go. So here's these documents right here. These are the first set of documents I have. And this is the actual incident report, you guys. As you guys can see, it says the incident report number, location Horn Island. And then it goes down here and it says right here, right? Christine Wells reported her son, Nolan Wells, missing and was last seen on Horn Island at approximately 3 p.m. Right? Now, it goes on. This was done on the 5th of July. They received this missing person report on the 5th of July at 12:22 a.m. Right? Y'all see this, right? So that night, it seems like she went in and called him that night. Right? Now, let's keep going. They marked out information, obviously, for security purposes. Here we go right here. Now, this part right here is the craziest part. This is the actual report from the mother. Now, some information that's in this report that has been redacted. That's some very important fucking information. I don't know what that information is that's redacted, but I'm going to read this other part. And then I have some more paperwork to show y'all. Hold on. So it says, Christine Wells reported her son Nolan Wells missing and was last seen on Horn Island at approximately 3 p.m. Right? This is when the mother called on the 5th. Right? It says on Sunday, 7/5/2026, at approximately 47 hours, I, Bleep, responded to the address in reference for a missing person complaint. Upon arrival, I spoke with the complainant and mother, Christine Wells, who stated she last saw her son, Nolan Wells, at approximately 5 through 6 p.m. on 7/3/26, and that Nolan was last seen by friends on Horn Island around 3 p.m. at 7/4/2026. Right? Christine stated that Nolan had left with friends approximately at 10 a.m. this morning for Horn Island. Christine stated that he was last seen in black shorts, flip-flops, approximately at 10 a.m. this morning for Horn Island. Christine stated that he was last seen in black shorts, flip-flops, and sunglasses and left his home residence, excuse me. So she said he left his home residence on 7/3/2026 in a 2021 dark gray sedan Nissan Sentra bearing MS tag Bleep with a SMCC, Southwest Mississippi Community College decal in the bottom left corner of the rear window. Now, all that other stuff is blacked out right there. I don't know what that says, but it has to be something important. It says Christine states that Nolan is 6'2", 175, has a quarter-size birthmark approximately directly under his chin in the center chest area, a slight burn mark approximately length of calf on his outer left calf on the leg, and a surgical scar on his left ankle. Now, there was nothing further to report at this time, but there was more paperwork. And this one is the one that fucked me up. I have the paperwork right here of the Marine Patrol. Now, before I get to that, I want to show y'all something, so y'all understand what I'm talking about. And y'all smash the like button, share the video, like the video. The article says more information has been released about the timeline of Nolan Wells' disappearance. According to documents obtained by ABC News, Nolan Wells' mother, Christine Wownsley, reported her son missing at 12:22 a.m. on July the 5th, told responding officers that Wells was last seen by friends on Horn Island around 3 p.m. and on July the 4th, but that she herself had not seen her son since between 5 and 6 p.m. on July the 3rd. GPS data from Wells' boat, or from the boat Wells rode on with his friends to Horn Island, showed the boat left for the island at 9:56 a.m. on July the 4th and arrived at 11:14 a.m. Christine stated that he was last seen in black shorts, flip-flops, sunglasses. The report said Wownsley added that Wells had left his home residence on July the 3rd in the 2021, like I told y'all. Now let's go down here to the autopsy. And this is the next part of this is crazy. So it says the autopsy is finished, but the results are still private. Like I told y'all, the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office completed the official autopsy and Wells' death investigation. According to ABC News officials said the report will now be presented to a grand jury. The findings have not been made public, and the authorities have not said when they will release it. Now, this ain't ticket. The next part ain't ticket. Remember, I'm telling y'all this shit. The next part ain't me, because when I show y'all this paperwork I'm about to show y'all, I don't want to hear nothing. All I'm doing is just putting out what I can confirm. It's in the paperwork. I'm not putting out no other shit that except for what I can confirm that's in the paperwork. I'm sorry. We got too big of a platform. We ain't getting sued for no bullshit. That's why I always wait to get the correct answers before I hit record. What investigators say happened on the island? Wells disappeared during a July the 4th boating trip to Horn Island with friends. According to documents, let me mine that out so everybody can see that, so mofos don't try to put this shit on me. According to documents, I outlined it, obtained by ABC News, documents obtained by ABC News. Investigators determined Nolan Wells stayed on the island after the group returned to shore because the boat was taking on water. What else do the documents say? This about to get disgusting, y'all. The documents also say Nolan Wells had been drinking heavily before he was reported missing. His body was later found on the island after an extensive search. They say, what documents? What documents, Ticket? Y'all know Ticket got the documents. F with me. You know I got it. I just landed in Europe, nigga. Shopping bag, I'm a tourist, nigga. Reebok on, I just do it, nigga. You know I got the paperwork, nigga. I'm about to blow that up for you. Y'all niggas know how I get down, nigga. I'm not finna come press record unless I got some official paperwork, nigga. All you gotta do is go check the file. Go check the incident number, see if it's fake or real. See if this shit is AI. Go check the incident number, nigga. You can look this up yourself. So you can say, oh, it's AI. No, go look up the incident number yourself. MP 2607 0016, nigga. Huh? I ordered crab leg with the heavy butter. This is why you be quiet and you wait in certain situations before you open your mouth and remove all doubt. Because guess why? They have already reported now. They have not ruled out foul play. What they have ruled out is that Nolan Wells left on that boat with them boys at 4:30. And I'm about to show you in the paperwork right now. Paperwork party. Let's get to the paperwork. This is not Ticket. This is the paperwork, nigga. Let's get to it. And it's got 15 pages to this shit. Let's see whose name is up here first. Ooh. Let's go back up to the top. Official sworn police report, MDMR Marine Patrol. Y'all can call them yourselves and get the official paperwork yourself. Don't wait for me. Go get the official paperwork yourself. Call them. Right. They got the number right up there. 228-374-5000. When they ask you for the incident number, you tell them MP 2607 0016. That's what you tell them. You'll get the paperwork. Don't get mad at me. Just ask for the paperwork. Official. like a referee with a whistle, right? Primary officer, Shay Smith. Shay Smith. Location, northwest tip of the Horn Island, Ocean Springs, Mississippi. How received, telephone, when reported on the 5th of July at 10:05 a.m. Remember everybody was saying, oh man, they ain't talking to the cops. Shit, paperwork right here. Paperwork right here. Listen to what I tell you. Hold on. We finna get to it. You're not listening. You're not finished yet. We're not finished yet. To the person who says a police report, you're not listening. You see, you running your mouth before I even get through the paperwork, dog. Shut the hell up. Shut your ass up before I get through the paperwork. The hell is wrong with you, boy? Do y'all see this? It's insane. I ain't even got through half of the first page and they here running their mouth. Shut your mouth, boy. The hell is wrong with you, boy? So first of all, y'all said that nobody was talking to the cops. I didn't say nothing. Why? Because I'm not down at the police station. I don't know who talking to the cops. But let's get to this. When this was reported, the 5th of July at 10:05 a.m. 10:05 a.m. Right? Name. Y'all see the name. Age. You see the age. Now let's keep going down the screen right here. Name. Y'all see the name. Y'all see the name. I ain't got no age. Y'all see the name. I ain't got to say the name. The paperwork going to say the name. I ain't got to say the name. The paperwork going to say the name. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Here we go. Reporting officer, Shay Smith, unit number 16. Supervisor, William Freeman Jr., unit number 3. Here we go right here, you guys. Everybody can read this? Can everybody read this right here? I'm going to ask you a question. Can everybody read this right here? I just want to know if y'all can read this, right? On Saturday, July the 4th, 2026, at 23:49 hours. That is, at what time, y'all? That's the 4th of July at 11:49 p.m. That's for you guys who don't know how to read the time. 23:49 hours is 11:49 p.m. On Saturday, July the 4th at 11:49 p.m., Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, the MDMR, Lieutenant Patrick Karen was advised by dispatch of a caller reporting a missing male. Now, hold on, y'all. They got to have this on the records. See, motherfuckers, I want y'all. So let's get to this. So they're saying on July the 4th. Now, this is before the mama called. This is before the mama called. The mama didn't call till July the 5th at 12 a.m. Like, she called like around, 1. She called 1:47 a.m. on July the 5th. Right? Now, let's keep going. But on Saturday, July the 4th, 2026, at 11:49 p.m., the MDMR, Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, Lieutenant Patrick Karen was advised by dispatch of a caller reporting a missing male, Nolan Wells, on Horn Island. The caller told the dispatch her 18-year-old son rode to Horn Island, right, on a vessel with friends, was last seen around 1500 hours. His phone was in a friend's truck. See, the police report get crazy. So it says, and this is not, hold on, this is not Bart. Once again, they're not saying who this caller was. Listen, read the paperwork. Read the paperwork. Read the paperwork. I want y'all to read this paperwork. It says that the caller told the dispatch her 18-year-old son rode to Horn Island. That can't be Bart. Once again, let me say this again. This person was 18 years old. Bart is 21. The caller told dispatch her 18-year-old son rode to Horn Island on a vessel with friends, right? Was last seen around 1500 hours. His phone was in a friend's truck. Everybody been talking about the phone was, they said the phone was in the truck. In a friend's truck. And all the friends say they had returned from the island. Based on the information provided at the time, Karen asked the dispatch to forward the reporting party, right? Christine Wells Womesley, to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, JCSO, to make an official person's report. So the mama called. And she was told to call. They told to forward her call to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. This is how it went down now, right? So we got to get to this now. We got to get to this. So this report says that the mom, listen, she first called the MDMR. Listen now. So they got to have this call on audio on record. I want y'all to listen to what I'm telling y'all. They're saying in their report, because they have these calls recorded. So I don't know if this is true or not, but they're saying in the report that the caller told the dispatch that her 18-year-old son rode to Horn Island on a vessel with friends, was last seen around 1500 hours, that's 3 p.m. His phone was in a friend's truck. That's the first effing time I heard about a phone being in the truck. I ain't heard about the phone being in the truck ever until this paperwork. Niggas are saying that the phone was in the house, but they apparently in the call, they're saying right here, his phone was in a friend's truck, and all the friends say they had returned from the island. Based on information provided at the time, Karen asked dispatch to forward the reporting party, Christina Wells Womesley, to Jackson County Sheriff's Office to make an official missing person report. This is why the report didn't happen until July the 5th. Shortly thereafter, dispatch advised the reporting party was calling the JCSO and that the United States Coast Guard had been notified. Let's keep going. At approximately 0138 hours on July the 5th, 2026, it's the wee hours of the early morning, Karen spoke with the Ocean Springs Police Department regarding the complaint and advised that JCSO would be taking the lead on the case. Karen also spoke with JCSO Lieutenant Odom, the supervisor, the shift supervisor, who said they had taken in the initial report. He said his deputies had spoke with several friends that traveled to the island on the vessel with Nolan, and that when they left, he was in the company of an unknown female, and that he chose to remain at the island. Based on the information provided, Odom did not have a reason to believe there were any water-related exigencies or emergencies, and believed the most likely scenario was Nolan rode in on another vessel but did not have his phone in possession to make contact with family. Listen to this. This is everything nobody knew. I'm breaking this shit to the world, baby. No further action was taken by Karen or his shift the morning of July the 5th, 2026. So first of all, let's get to this right here. This This is wild right here. So listen again. The fact that they're saying that the mom told them, listen now, that the phone was in the friend's truck, right? Truck. The cops, instead of busting their ass out there right then, initially felt and thought, read this right here again. Based on the information, let me put my arrow on this shit so y'all can see right here. Right here, y'all. Based on the information provided, Odom did not have a reason to believe there were any water-related exigencies, or whatever you call it, right? Or emergencies, and believed the most likely scenario was Nolan rode in on another vessel, but did not have his phone in possession to make contact with family. No further action was taken by Karen or his shift the morning of July the 5th. So they thought, oh, well, he just ain't got his phone. He probably came in with somebody else. Now, this thing gets crazy. Let's go to the next. At approximately 1800 hours, right? That's 6 p.m., y'all. So we're going from, read the paperwork, y'all. We're going from 1:30 a.m. about to 6 p.m. the same day. So all that time has passed, right? You got at least, what? 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. You got damn near 16 hours that have passed that same day. At the approximately 6 o'clock p.m., 1800 hours on the evening of July the 5th, y'all smash that like button. We should have, I'll bring y'all paperwork, nigga. You gotta hit the like button. When I bring you paperwork, you gotta hit the like button, man. On the evening of July the 5th, 2026, Karen reported to the command posted established by JCSO at Lake Mars Pier and assisted with efforts to include sending the MDMR patrol vessel and crew to the northwest tip of Horn Island to conduct sonar surveys of the area. So at 6 p.m. on the 5th is when they started going out there. The sonar surveys were inconclusive and terminated due to adverse weather conditions. So they're saying they had bad weather, and they're saying that the sonar surveys, they couldn't even find nothing because the weather was so bad. This is information ain't nobody known yet. Nobody know about this shit until you right now. Let's keep going, y'all. Oh, this shit get deep. This shit get deep. Reporting officer, William Freeman Jr., supervisor, Michael Strickland. Right here, you guys. The date, the 13th. Look, y'all, I'm giving y'all effing paperwork on here. The 13th of July, 2026. Ain't nobody else coming in here with no paperwork. I'm coming bring fucking paperwork to the party, y'all. Straight like that. Let's read this paragraph right here. Remember, y'all, this is damn near a week later now. This is all in the reports. This is a week later, the 13th of July, 2026. Let's keep going. William Jr. Freeman Jr. is a reporting officer, and the supervisor is Michael Strickland. Let's keep going. On July the 5th, 2026, at approximately 9 a.m., MDMR Lieutenant Colonel Jex requested drone assistance from the MDMR Captain Freeman as a part of the search and rescue for Nolan Wells on Horn Island. MDMR Lieutenant Matt Kasovich transported Freeman by vessel to Horn Island. At approximately 10 a.m., Freeman attempted 3 launches with no success. A software issue was identified and unable to be repaired on the field. At approximately 10:30 a.m., Freeman requested Senior Master Sergeant Shay Smith report for duty with additional drones. Freeman and Kasovich picked up Smith and transported him to Horn Island. At approximately 12:40 p.m., Smith launched the first drone flight. The launch location was at those coordinates you see on your screen. The search area was approximately 0.1 square miles and consisted of a parallel search pattern. The second flight launched at 1:22 p.m. Y'all see the coordinates right here. And these coordinates right here. This search area was approximately 0.1 square miles and consisted of a parallel search pattern. The second flight ended abruptly due to a battery separation from the drone. The excessive heat caused the lithium-ion batteries to swell. Further flight attempts were canceled due to excessive heat. Nolan Wells was not located during either flight. See image, and they got an image, but I can't open it, right? MDMR UAS flights for representation of the flight areas in relation to the last known anchor position of the Atkinson vessel. Let's keep going. Reporting officer Shay Smith, right? Let's keep going. This is where it gets crazy. Strap up, y'all. This is where it gets crazy. On July the 8th, at approximately 13:41 hours, that's 1:41 p.m., Jackson County Captain Kristen Johnson. So again, this is 2 days after Nolan was found. Jackson County Captain Kristen Johnson requested a GPS file download assistant from MDMR Captain Freeman as a part of the search and rescue for Nolan Wells at Horn Island. Officer Shay M. Smith was assigned to download data contained on the vessels, and those are the vessel numbers, the two vessel numbers. On July the 8th, at approximately 16:09 hours, that's 4:09 p.m., MDMR Officer Shay M. Smith met with Bart Edmondson. Here we go right here. Let me outline this. This is why I never jump to conclusions online until I see all the evidence. I want to see all of it. On July the 8th at approximately 4:09 p.m., MDMR officer Shay M. Smith met with Bart Edmondson Jr., located Bleep, Ocean Springs, Bleep. Edmondson provided Smith with a driver's license and boat registration card. Edmondson signed the permission to search form and escorted Smith down the pier. Vessel MI-129-5CB was in a boat lift on the north side of the residence. The vessel contained a pair of Garmin GPS map chart plotters and wired for sonar, waypoint, and chart sharing syncing. Smith inserted a 32 gigabyte card into the unit and followed the prompts to copy data to a memory card. A single ADM file was downloaded and labeled as MI-129-5CB.ADM, period. On July the 8th, 2026, approximately 17:10 hours, that's 5:10 p.m., MDM officer Shay M. Smith met with Jerry Atkinson and Jennifer Pyron. This is the first time I heard of these people's name. Located at blank, Biloxi, Mississippi. Atkinson provided Smith with a driver's license, vessel registration. Atkinson signed the permission to search form. Vessel MI-4088BU, right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. To the person who called me a clown and said, how could you prevent something if you weren't there? You left. Shut your stupid ass up, bro. Like I said before, man, you guys, when you have your mind pent on something, you just want it to be that. Shows you have a closed mind. Bro, all I'm saying is this. It could have been foul play. It could have been somebody else. We don't know who, bro. We don't know none of these people. That's what I'm saying. People are so stupid on the internet, they don't even ask you the first question they're supposed to ask you. What was the estimated time of death? Nobody asked the fucking question. except for me. You ain't heard nobody ask, let's see what they approximate the time of death as. Think about this. Don't nobody know how he died because we don't know what it is because Ben Crump's team don't got and they haven't released it. And we don't even know what time he died. And we haven't even seen the toxicology. But mofos will come on the internet and say irresponsible dumb shit and they don't have no evidence of this. Then when you actually bring out paperwork, people come on the internet and just run their mouth. When the investigators are saying they have not ruled out foul play. The only thing they ruled out is that he wasn't on that boat. He was witness behind after 4:30. So I'm saying if that's the case, somebody else could have did this shit. Because they said it was a lot of people that was fighting out there that day. So if you got a lot of people that's fighting out there, that already let me know that's a tension situation. So imagine if my boys leave, dudes have been already out here fighting, and I'm out here alone with a chick chilling. Now I might know some other people, but if I get to scrapping, who got my back? Y'all ain't think like that. Them boys might not have had shit to do. It might have been something else, somebody else, and y'all come out here before y'all even know all the information and put that shit on somebody else because your mind ain't operating on an optimal level. Period. And they come in here and act like they know Nolan, but they ain't even know. Nolan loved country music. They didn't even know Nolan liked country music. We'll be coming around the mountain. And I'll be going down the hills of Alabama. Sweet, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's keep going. Ackerson, I'm on the second line where the blue at, provided Smith with driver's license and vessel registration. Ackerson signed a permission to search form, right? And so they copied all that information, right? Copied all this information. Now let's keep going. Let's keep going. Because this is right here. On July the 10th, 2026, at approximately 9:30 a.m., Officer Shay Smith used Garmin Home Port to convert the ADM file into a GPX file. The GPX file was ingested into the Google Earth to develop PowerPoint slides with the date, times, and routes of vessel M1400 or 4088 BU displayed over satellite imagery. The following timeline was established. Date, time, location. July the 4th, 9:56 a.m., the vessel departed El Camino Railroad for Horn Island. 11:14 a.m., the vessel arrives at west tip of Horn Island. 11:15 through 4:30 p.m., GPS dropping points consistent with stationary position and GPS on. 4:31 p.m. through 5:24 p.m. Vessel departs west tip Horn Island, northbound speed between 0.6 and 4.2 knots for approximately 2.75 miles. (5:25 p.m.) Vessel regains normal operation speed, 30 to 35 knots. 5:44 p.m. Vessel arrives at El Camino Railroad. 5:52 p.m. Vessel departs El Camino Railroad and heads east into Fort Bayou. 8:06 p.m. 18:06, excuse me, I should say. So 6:06 p.m. it returned to El Camino Railroad. Let's keep going. At 6:36, it departs El Camino Railroad, heads southwest to St. Martin Bayou, turns southeast to Biloxi Bay Bridge, then back north to Fort Bayou boat launch. 19:19, the vessel arrives Fort Bayou boat launch, right? That's 7:19. 7:47 p.m., the vessel was trailered to Cardinal Lane. 7:59 p.m., the last data point record on July the 4th. July the 5th at 9:32 a.m., it was powered on. It moved at 9:51, 52 feet. Powered on, powered on. At 4:50 p.m., that July the 5th, Officer Strickland, MDMR Officer Strickland, powered on GPS. Photo of the screen for search coordinates. 6:10 powered on p.m. Right? He had powered it on at 5:13. The MDM officer powered on his GPS. Right? Permission to search. Right? Now let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Because I want to show y'all something. This is what I want to show y'all. So he met with Bart on the 8th of July. Bart gave him permission. He gave him his driver's license, boat registration. He gave permission to search the vessel, escorted him down the pier like I told y'all, right? All of these things. We see it right here, right? Now let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right? Because this is very important right here. They're showing y'all all the points of the vessel, but let's get past that because I want to get to this. Reporting officer, Jacob Strickland. Now pay attention, y'all. Reporting officer, Jacob Strickland. Supervisor, Michael Strickland. Now, let's read this right here. This is the day before they found Nolan Wells' body. This is the 5th, the day before they found Nolan Wells' body. On July the 5th, 2026, at approximately 11:55 a.m., Mississippi Department of Marine Resources Office of Marine Patrol Master Sergeant Jacob Strickland received a call from Captain William Freeman to locate and interview a female subject that was possibly involved with the missing person on Horn Island. And let me say this to everybody. Everybody's saying that. Don't y'all know they have recordings of the phone calls? Don't y'all know this? For you to say that, I always want you to think about this because I seen somebody say, oh, this is fake paperwork. It's not fake paperwork. You go right on the website and find it. I'm telling you, they have recordings of all those phone calls. Anytime you call in and make a report, it's automatically recorded. The date, time, everything. So everything that's written down that they're saying that was caused, they have the recordings of that. But let's keep going. So it says that Office of Marine Patrol, this is where I'm at right here, y'all. Master Sergeant Jacob Strickland received a call from Captain William Freeman to locate and interview a female subject that was possibly involved with the missing person on Horn Island. And this is on the July the 5th before they found Nolan. Listen, right? Right? Listen, right? Officer Jay Strickland reported to the residence of Laney Naquin, whatever you call that shit, Mississippi, who was initially reported to be on Horn Island. See, this is the first time I heard of this person. Paperwork showing y'all all this different shit now. This is the first time I heard of this person. I ain't never heard of this person yet. Y'all say they wouldn't investigate nobody. They've been talking to these people since July the 5th. Look at this shit. It says that the officer reported to the residence of Laney Naquin, who was initially reported to be on Horn Island. So somebody was talking to the cops for them to say this person was on Horn Island. Now look at this now. On Horn Island with the group of people associated with Nolan Wells. When interviewed, Naquin stated that she had already spoken with the Jackson County Sheriff's Department investigators and stated that she was not on Horn Island, but in fact was on Pettit Boys Island with a different group of friends. Naquin stated that she knew Nolan Wells, but had not seen or spoken to him in over a year. Officer Strickland followed up on some other possible names associated with Wells that may have seen him at Horn Island that day. Jacob Woods of Ocean Springs was not at home when Strickland checked his residence. Officer Strickland reported to the residence of Drew Johnson. No contact was made. At approximately 4:30 p.m., this is July the 5th, Officer Strickland contacted Wyatt Pyron's mother, Jennifer Pyron, who stated that Wyatt had already spoken to the Jackson County Sheriff Department investigators early in the day, but would cooperate in any way that they were needed. Officer Strickland was given verbal consent to view the Garmin GPS on Pyron's vessel. Officer Strickland observed the track lines showing Pyron's vessel location on Horn Island to narrow down the search area for Nolan Wells. Read this again, y'all. This is important. This is before they found Nolan's body on July the 5th, right? So they're trying to find Nolan. They're going to all these people trying to figure out, hey, y'all got a connection. Y'all know where Nolan's at? Now listen to this, y'all. At approximately 4:30 p.m., Officer Strickland contacted Wyatt Pyron's mother, Jennifer Pyron, who stated that Wyatt had already spoken to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department investigators early that day. But she said he would cooperate in any way they were needed. Officer Strickland was given verbal consent to view the Garmin GPS on Pyron's vessel, meaning a boat. Officer Strickland observed the track lines showing Pyron vessel's location on Horn Island to narrow down the search area for Nolan Wells. The GPS displayed that the vessel was located near the western tip of Horn Island for the date of July the 4th, 2026. And that's the exact coordinates right there that y'all see right here. Officer Strickland was notified that Jackson County Sheriff's Department was taking the lead on the missing person investigation. MDMR officer would be in a supporting role for the remainder of the investigation. Let's keep going. Reporting officer Bryce Jex. Supervisor Michael Strickland. This is on the 5th now, y'all. This is before they found Nolan. This is the craziest thing. This right here is what they reported before they even found Nolan. So they're looking for Nolan, right? Now look at this. On Sunday, July the 5th, 2026 at approximately 8 a.m. This is a whole different police officer, y'all. Lieutenant Colonel Bryce Jex and Captain Jack Ewing with the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources launched patrol vessel Admiral Dewey at Biloxi Small Craft Harbor. Officers at the Admiral Dewey traveled to the northwestern tip of Horn Island in search of a reported missing person on the island. It was reported that an 18-year-old black, this for all you Negroes running around YouTube talking about, no, they ain't black, he ain't black. They can sit down and shut up, nigga. You seeing the paperwork right here? It was reported. So when his mama reported him, nigga, she reported him as black. But all y'all running around here on YouTube, oh, he ain't black. That ain't his real daddy, nigga. He ain't black. Nigga, know you're rolling, shut your mouth. It was reported. Let me highlight that. That an 18-year-old black male, Nolan Wells, did not return home from Horn Island the evening prior with other people aboard the vessel. Wells' last known location, reported location, was the northwest tip of the island. Upon approach of the island in the channel, a vessel signaled intent to speak with officers Jex and Ewing. Aboard the vessel was Wells' former high school coach, later identified as Les George, and Wells' parents. Let me repeat this again. Upon approach of the island, in the channel, a vessel signaled intent to speak with officers Jackson Ewing. That means a boat. They wanted to speak with the officers. They came up. You know who was on that boat? Nolan Wells' former high school coach, Les George, and Nolan's parents, Christine and Elmore Walmsley. This shit getting crazy. Let's keep going. Officers Jex and Ewing introduced themselves and exchanged phone contact information with George to stay in touch during the search. George explained that they and other private citizens had been on an island on the northwest tip looking for Nolan Wells. Somebody gave them information to go look there. So, I mean, bro, they had to have some information to go look there. Jackson Ewing started an initial search of the southwestern shoreline at dunes to rule out any possibilities. Wells ended up there overnight. The search of the southwestern side produced no results. Jackson Ewing began the search by vessel, the water surrounding the northwestern tip, looking for any signs of Wells. At approximately 9 a.m., Jex called the MDMR captain, Will Freeman, captain over investigation, for a drone search capability to respond to the island to assist. Observed search efforts in the area where the National Park Service, multiple Jackson County vessels, Biloxi Fire Service vessel, a Civil Air Patrol plane, and a Jackson County helicopter. Multiple privately owned vessels and their crew assisted in searching for Nolan as well. At approximately 12:30 p.m., the Admiral Dewey and Jex and Ewing returned to the mainland to refuel. Captain Freeman, Lieutenant Kasovich, and Investigator Shay Smith aboard the patrol vessel number 8822 stayed near the northwest tip of the island and continued to run drone searches for Nolan Wells. Let's keep going. As y'all can see right here, these are all the officers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different officers. Right? Then they got the calls right here. Right? As y'all see. Right? Call logs. Right here. As y'all see. Right? Now, let's go to this. Right here. What investigators say happened to Nolan Wells on the island. Investigators. It says the documents also say that Wells had been drinking heavily before reported missing. Let's look at that.
At The Orchard, life is about living well at every stage. From independent living, where freedom and friendships flourish, to assisted living, offering comfort.
My bad, wrong paperwork. This is the one I want to show y'all. Can y'all see that? Let me know in the comments. Do I need to blow this up? I showed y'all the wrong paperwork. I need to blow this up. Let me know if y'all can. Can y'all see that? Let me blow this up for y'all. This is Officer Will Freeman. I meant to blow that up. Can y'all see that? Yo, let me know in the comments. Can y'all see that? This is Officer Will Freeman. Can y'all see this? Yo, let me know in the comments. Everybody, let me know because I got to blow it up even more if y'all can't see it. Here's the paperwork right here. This is on the 5th. Let me blow that up some more, but this is before they found his body. That's on July the 5th, 2026 at 9:52 p.m. They didn't find his body until the 6th. Good evening. As a part of our response, the MSDR requests SAR data related to the missing person, Nolan Wells. The MDMR will use this data to start sonar scans in the area. While information is still limited, we request the following be used for the data. Date, 7/4/2026. Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Location, those are the coordinates based on origin vessel GPS data. Subject, male, black, 6'1" tall, 180 pounds. Food take, unknown. Alcohol intake, heavy. Clothing, shorts only. This is Will Freeman is the captain of criminal investigations. This was before they even found that body. And I want to say this. When Ben Crump gets back to toxicology, we're going to learn a lot. But apart from that, I want to watch how I say this. Right? I'm thinking and I want to say this, right? They said when they found him, it was a misunderstanding. Nolan Wells was not fully clothed. They said when they found him that he was found face down in his shorts. They're also saying that they're not eliminating foul play. The only thing that they're eliminating is that when them boys left, he was still spotted on the island alive. He was still spotted on the island alive. Right? As y'all can see, says Wells disappeared, and we don't know how he died. This is the thing. Like, everybody's on the internet saying shit, bro. And I'm gonna say this, man. We don't know what happened, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. We don't even know the time. See, once that autopsy is released to the world and we know the time of death, because think about this, y'all. If the time of death was later on towards that afternoon or that night, I want you to think about something. It would have been harder for people to see as the sun set and people are in the water doing whatever. If something would have happened, it's harder to see than it is in broad daylight. Right? Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. So if something happened, it may not even have involved them boys. It may have been something completely, because it was hundreds of people on the island. So when you just key in on 3 or 4 people, you eliminate 400 or 500 people that was out there. I never want to do that. Somebody seen something out there. Somebody knows something out there. But I'm telling y'all, that time of death, and here's the thing. I'm going to tell y'all why Ben Crump will never mention certain names when he talks about that audio. Ben Crump is a lawyer. He ain't stupid. Ben Crump is not attaching himself to something that's not authenticated. That's why when Ben Crump did his interview with the legendary Art of Dialogue, he didn't say no names. Peep something. If Ben Crump got anything, trust me, his people don't already examine that audio. If he got anything, that would be the first thing he used to scream to the high heavens. Mark my words, everybody that's listening to this channel and to the person I'm giving credence, no, I'm telling you, I'm waiting for all the information because I'm not a dummy. And I'm saying this, I'm waiting on Ben Crump and them to get their toxicology. Because remember, Ben Crump and them, they did an independent autopsy and toxicology. So Ben Crump gets his toxicology back this week. When he gets his toxicology back, if Ben Crump don't tell people what they want to hear, they're going to turn on Ben Crump too. I'm going to tell y'all once again, Ben Crump is not saying none of the shit that people on the internet are saying. He's not saying that. Ben Crump is talking from an entirely different perspective. And this is the part that's killing me about people, is that I don't understand how somebody can look at the internet, look at what Ben Crump say, and get something completely different than what he said. What are you talking about, Ticket? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Ben Crump is not accusing nobody of murder. Ben Crump is not saying that any of them boys is racist. All he's saying is that he's calling out the system and how they handled what they said to the parents. And the parents didn't accept that because of the history of Mississippi. He didn't say. Listen to his words carefully. Listen to the lawyers, Ben Crump, and listen to how motherfuckers on YouTube talk. It's a completely different conversation. Ben Crump is not even going to own what the people on the internet are saying. You know why? Because he ain't stupid. That's why he constantly says, I'm not here to accuse somebody of something they ain't do. I'm only here not to speculate. We're here to investigate. Think about that. So you cannot speculate when you don't have the time of death. That's a major thing. I want y'all to think about something. This is a major thing. This is why I tell y'all, a lot of people don't. You can tell people that study and have been in school and studied in certain areas, and they haven't been. Because the first thing you're going to look at is what was the time of death? If Nolan Wells died late at night on July the 5th, that eliminates the whole story with the boat and the audio. That eliminates that. What if Ben Crump and them come back and they both come to the same agreement that Nolan Wells died at a certain time? That's why he's not saying that. You can get mad and leave away, but I'm telling y'all, this is why you wait to see what he come with in the final paperwork. People don't want to fucking wait. They don't want to wait. Listen to what he say. I want y'all to listen to what he say. Listen to what he say. Because Art asked him, and shout out to Art of Dialogue, effing legend in this. He asked Ben Crump, hey, Ben, what about that red stuff that was on the back of his neck? Ben was like, nah, we can't speculate, dog. But what's more folks on the internet doing? Speculating. Then who getting the blame for it? Ben Crump. Because they acting like Ben Crump telling these motherfuckers to speculate. And he's not. Let's play it again. This is how a real lawyer talk.
For opinions on the validity of the CETO 911 audio that seems to suggest things about the presence of Nolan. And so we are trying not to speculate.
Thank you. We're trying not to speculate. This is why I'm telling y'all this. But these motherfuckers come on the internet and get mad when I tell y'all, bro, you can't speculate about this. That listen, this is not me taking a shot at homegirl. I'm telling you what Ben Crump is saying too. That nigga ain't stupid. You know why? Because if he say that about a tape that's not been authenticated, and then it comes out and he finds out that the time of death was that night, he's fucked. That's why he said, I ain't here to speculate. I'm here to investigate. All these people on the internet, they're speculating. Why? Because we don't even got all the evidence. Everybody, I want you to think about this. People are saying this is a murder. People are saying, oh no, he drowned by accident, dude. Don't nobody know. Don't that capping ass Tatum don't know. Nobody knows. Except for if somebody was out there at the time that he died. See, it'll be very hard I'm just going to say this. To the person who says we can't investigate, well, I don't know if that's a question or a statement, but if that's a question, how can you investigate when you're not privy to the evidence? We only getting bits and pieces of what is being released. We're not even privy to the case file, bro. We haven't even seen the original autopsy. We haven't seen Ben Crump's toxicology. Ben Crump toxicology come back this week. He gonna tell the whole world what that toxicology say, regardless of what it say, because the toxicology could lead you to a whole different type of roadmap to your investigation. This is why people who got brains don't do dumb shit on the internet. Listen to what he says.
We're trying to investigate, but we are asking questions that don't add up to us. And that's what everybody's been doing, because everybody says, how can this 18-year-old college football player who's in tip-top shape just go missing and nobody knows anything? Nobody's seen anything.
I agree with that. You got over 400, 500 people out there. Nobody's seen nothing. But see, here's the thing. Ben Crump doesn't know either. And I'm going to tell you why Ben Crump don't know. Because they're not telling him that. They're not telling him what's going on in the investigation. That's why I say we literally have to wait to see what they come out with. Because they haven't told him yet. We don't know if they've already made an arrest as far as the case is concerned. They could have already picked somebody up a week ago, made an arrest, and we don't even know. We just on the internet talking shit. They come out with the case file, something completely different. Everybody been talking shit. I'm telling y'all, man. People, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. They call him Bait him Tatum, and I'm gonna tell y'all, he's smart. Tatum will bait you into saying stupid shit so you can get fucked up. Listen, I believe Tatum has baited black folks into saying crazy shit and now look what he's doing. He's setting on white boys to sue him. Yeah, y'all come post this and sue their ass, man. Tatum say, "Oh no, I ain't gonna donate to him," but you posted their thing to help them get legal counsel. Their fundraiser, right? He love when people come out here and just say, "Hey, yeah, man, they killed him, man, they did it." He ain't got no evidence of that. This could have been a whole different. It could have been a whole different set of people that could have been responsible because of that. We don't even know, right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. At least wait till the case file come out so we can say, "Oh, okay, well, we believe this or we don't believe that." If you ain't got nothing, how are we supposed to just be making up shit out of our brains when we don't even know the time of death? That's why the most important next information Ben Crump is going to get this week is that toxicology. Guarantee it. And I know what Ben's going to do. When he get that toxicology, it don't matter what's in that toxicology. Ben Crump going to go public. You know why? Because he going to put hella pressure on the state to bring forth information. Because he gonna put the information out himself. Try to force the answers. Listen what I just said to y'all now. Listen what I just said to y'all. Right? Peep game. When you're dealing with dudes like Tatum, you got to be strategic and know how to move. Tatum, he feel like he's going against dummies. That's why he talk how he talk. He talk that hot boy shit because he feel like he going against dummies. Uneducated dummies. That's what he feel like. Right? That's why he keep running. Yeah, man. Y'all go. Yeah. They see y'all sit out here lying on them boys. He was too sure of that, which makes me think he illegally did he illegally see something in the case files? Right? Did he see that the investigation may be going in a different way as far as a direction that nobody knows in the public? See, I got other questions. I got questions about who was with that boy after them boys left. Those are the people I want to talk to. I want to find out the last person that was with Nolan Wells on that island. Since they saying that Nolan Wells is still on the island, I want to know the last person he was with. How long did he stay out there? I want to know who told the cops the last time that they saw him, time that day. You know why I asked y'all that? I'm going to tell y'all why I asked all y'all that. I'm going to tell y'all why, right? I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to tell all y'all why. See, I want to say this to y'all, right? Because at Horn Island, I did research. Right? Before sunset, right before sunset, is the time that most of those people leave. Anybody that's in Mississippi, tell me what time the sun sets right now, this time of year. Tell me what time. Tell me what time. Tell me what time. I'm asking a question. You know what time the sun sets? At 7:48, 7:50 p.m. So if people are normally going back home around 7, where the sun is starting to go down, all the way down. See, I'm trying to find out the last people that were there with him. Depending on what the what the toxicology and what the time of death says. Right? Think about what I just said. And to the person said we're supposed to trust him, you don't have to trust him. Ben Crump already did his own toxicology. So Ben Crump toxicology is going to tell y'all one thing off the rip. Let me say this to everybody listening to this video right now. Ben Crump's toxicology is going to tell you if this is true or false. Ben Crump's toxicology is going to tell you whether this police report is true or false. Ben Crump gets his toxicology this week. It's going to tell you whether or not how much that boy had in his system or what he had in his system. That's not, the state can't hide that because they did their own independent autopsy and toxicology. Ben Crump even talked about it in the interview with the Art of Dialogue. He's waiting for his toxicology to come out. I told you that, but y'all didn't want to listen to me on this channel. I told y'all that, right? I told y'all this. All right. So when that comes, and you can listen to it when he says it right here in the interview. I mean, it's literally right here.
And the sheriff within, hours after he was discovered, his dead body, they claimed that, that no foul play, accidental drowning is what they suggest. And his family are saying, we can't accept that when you make that conclusion without doing no investigations. And so what they want is a full, impartial, fair investigation into what happened to Nolan Wells. In our community, we see people investigated very zealously. And so we want the same thing for our children. We want them to zealously investigate this matter, just as if they would if the roles were reversed. And that's what I think has people in the minority community saying, hold on, we want to know what's on everybody's phone. We want to know social media, because all of that could become very relevant information as to what happened to Nolan Wells.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the woman that Nolan was hanging out with when he was at the island, Katie, her sister.
Let me correct you in the comments. You said that Ben Crump can't read. I know one thing. He can count. Ben Crump has won over $3 billion in settlements. For you to say he can't read, that's a hell of a guy to be able to achieve that type of achievement that can't read. You said Ben Crump can't read, right? Okay, Buster. Okay, Buster. Y'all been trying to run that shit this whole time. Hey, man, Ben Crump can't read, man. Look at him, man. Ben Crump has won over $3 billion in settlements, asshole light. $3 billion. Don't you understand that it might have been kind of hard for Ben Crump to read because the writing was small on that paper that he had up there? And Ben Crump was damn near 60 years old. What the hell is wrong with you, boy? Y'all see the slander they come with on the internet, bro? The slander is crazy, bro. That's the same shit that Tatum was saying. Ben Crump can't read. Bitch, he got more money than you. He more successful than you. That's the play they run. Ben Crump can't read, man. That's their play. Peep what I just told y'all now. That's their whole play. Right? Telling y'all this. Cynical people, man. Right? Vicky, I'm not going to say nothing, Vicky, because I disagree with you. Respectfully. I don't know what happened. But I know one thing. God is going to show us all what happened very soon. And the sad part is that if it doesn't meet the narrative that people like, if the narrative that people want out here is not met, I already know what's going to happen, man. I know what's going to happen. I know what they're going to do. If Ben Crump doesn't come out here and say what black folks are looking for in this case, right? I'm telling you, I know what's gonna happen here. I already know. Shit's gonna be ugly, man. They're gonna turn on Ben Crump. Watch what I tell y'all, man. They're gonna turn on Ben Crump, man. Ben Crump, a good dude, always been here. You understand what I'm saying? Been standing on business for years, right? And y'all listen to a dude like Tatum who would disparage him, right? But the day that Tatum, one day somebody gonna show Tatum that he's black, and that nigga gonna wish he had a civil rights attorney. I'm telling y'all this shit, and ain't nobody gonna stand up for that dude. Real talk. One day Tatum's gonna get reminded that he's a black man. And he gonna need a civil rights attorney. And when nobody stand up for that dude because of all the shit that he said and put on these people and put on this mother who lost a son, and nigga, you still out here trolling? Imagine the type of dude who would troll somebody's mother when they lost an 18-year-old son, bro. Like, nigga, you sad, nigga. You sad, bro. I just can't respect dude, man. You said I sound dumb as fuck. Nancy Grace know what it is. Nancy Grace don't know a motherfucking thing. Nancy Grace has not seen the case file, nigga. This is the same Nancy Grace that don't say a fucking word. Did Nancy, hold on. You said I sound dumb. Nigga, do Nancy Grace know what the fuck she was talking about Carmelo Anthony? All right, shut your ass up, sucker. Shut your ass up. Did Nancy Grace know what the fuck she was talking about Carmelo Anthony? Nancy Grace still ain't talk about that sworn affidavit that said that the Metcalf twins were two stone cold racists and were arrested for racism. Her nor Megyn Kelly have touched that. With a 10-foot pole, nigga, she don't fool me. Nancy Grace didn't say a word about racist ass Mark Furman when he was exposed for being a stone cold racist. All she did was focus on O.J. Simpson. Not the cop that admitted he was a stone cold. They got exposed for being a stone cold racist. Period. Ben Crump did order a toxicology report. Shut your motherfucking ass up. Talking about stop lying. You gonna make me get out my shell now. Shut your ass up. He waiting on the toxicology right now. Sucker. I'll play it on the table right now for you.
Her sister.
Play that shit.
The state medical examiner be able to look at all of his notes from the second autopsy and try to work together to figure out what conclusions that they can draw from the autopsies, both of them. And then also waiting for toxicology.
Yep, waiting for toxicology. You damn fool. Don't you ever bring your ass in here arguing with a big dog. Don't you ever do that. I'm a big dog in real life, nigga. Ben Crump, you automatically, when you do the autopsy, you get the toxicology, fool. The hell is wrong with this boy? They both getting the autopsy and the toxicologies. What the hell is wrong with these people? To the person who says he didn't order no toxicology, bro, are you smoking? The toxicology does not take that long. The toxicology takes 3 to 6 weeks. That's it. Sit down and shut up. And I'm talking to the other dude. I just blocked your ass. I just blocked your ass. I just blocked your ass. Right? These people don't got no brains. Right? They just come on the internet, y'all, and say anything, y'all. He waiting on the toxicology literally to compare them. Let me play this again.
That becomes a fact. Conclusions that they can draw from the autopsies, both of them. And then also waiting for toxicology. That becomes a factor in finding out the manner and cause of death. But Dr. Mitchell said, and this is a very, very important, he said, if it's a drowning, then that still doesn't answer the whole question of what happened to Nolan Wells, because he said then there are questions about, was Nolan Wells' condition of his body conscious or unconscious?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I totally agree with Ben Crump. That will make you think, okay, was his condition conscious or unconscious going into the water? Right? Think about that. Think about what I just said. I'm gonna block your ass, dog. I'm gonna block you. You gonna get your ass out of here, bro. You gonna get your ass out of here. He literally said at the press conference too. He said, yo, they ain't got theirs, we ain't got ours either. He literally said that at the press conference. You blocked. You blocked. I got the other video at the press conference where he literally said this. This is before any of the autopsy, any of the stuff came back. He said, we ain't got ours, they ain't got theirs either. So Crump, he's going to compare all the information. I told y'all he owned the case. He is going to compare all the information that he got and that they got. And the reason why I trust Crump is because he's done this before. Crump has literally in Mississippi. Go to Raheem Carter. This is why I keep telling people on the internet. All y'all got to do is go look up Raheem Carter. Right? That's all y'all got to do. Right? That's all y'all got to do is look up Raheem Carter. Or Rasheem Carter, excuse me. All you got to do is look up Rasheem Carter. And if you remember what happened in Rasheem Carter, case, right? This was Ben Crump all over this. Right? Let's go back to that. This is why I trust Ben Crump. These people don't even know their history. This was right in Mississippi. Hold on. Now listen. For you guys who don't know about Rasheem Carter, out of Mississippi, his parents, they came out and said that the son told them that some white boys was chasing the son, right? The cops came out and said, nah, it was an accidental death. Even though the boy, his dome was departed from his body. And the police officially came out and said, oh, that might have been an animal. He goes and does his own independent autopsy and found out that the boy was decapitated. The cops had to come back and change their official cause of death from an accidental death to a murder. This was right in Mississippi. This is in 2022. Look at the date. It's 2023 on your screen. So I don't know why people are saying this. And let me say this again. Let's put this up here again, right? Look at it. Listen to it right here.
His head was severed from his body. This was not a natural killing. This was not a natural death. This represents a young man who was killed. His head was severed from his body. His vertebrae, his spinal cord, was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that they believe are also Rasheem Carter at another part of where he went missing. And what that tells us is that this was a nefarious act. This was an evil act. Somebody murdered Rasheem Carter. And so today, we're calling for the Department of Justice to open an investigation as to what happened to Rasheem Carter. Somebody seen what happened to Rasheem. And it doesn't make any sense at all, because the text message that his mother got before he went missing
on October the 1st, my son texted me. This was after him and I had gotten off the phone. He said, me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, Mama. His name, which I can't say at this time, but if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, Mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me.
That was a text. That's right down there in Mississippi. So y'all, they don't. Tatum ain't gonna tell y'all this shit. Tatum say, "Oh no, it ain't about race, nigga." The boy told his mama, "Yo, mama, the 3 white boys they chasing me, trying to kill me." He comes up dead. They say accidental death. Ben Crump goes and does his own independent investigation, finds out that they knocked the whole boy dome piece off, samurai style. They had to come back and change the entire results of that finding to a murder now. And y'all wonder why Ben Crump got questions? This is why. And guess who's right there in the background? Guess who's right there in the background? Hold on, y'all. Who was that on the right-hand side of Ben Crump back there? Shout out to Judge Carlos Moore. They don't even know real don't even recognize real Carlos. I see you. I see you, Carlos. They don't even recognize real. Carlos right there beside Crump in the background. The same Carlos Moore that they kicked his ass out of there as a judge down there, he right there. That was then. So when y'all come talk that shit about Ben Crump, he know what he talking about, sucker. And shout out to the judge. The judge stood right there 10 toes with him. So don't y'all ever come around just talking that shit, man. Oh, he talking about anything, Ticket. He sound like a drunk. No, he don't. He got common sense. He know what the hell he talking about. He know what the hell he talking about. Why y'all think Trayvon Martin the case even went to trial? If Ben Crump didn't come in, that case ain't even going to the trial. That case ain't even going to trial. Right? So that's why I tell y'all this shit. People don't even know what they be talking about, bro. Right? So once again, that's why I say, I listen to what Ben Crump say. If Ben Crump ain't out here standing on that shit, I already know he kind of, I got a feel for how he been moving the last few years. That's why I ain't jump out there like that. Because I said, hold on, I watch how Ben moving. I ain't moving like no motherfucking YouTubers or TikTokers or Facebook. I'm moving how Ben moving. Because Ben is a lawyer. He know what time it is. He's seeing stuff we not seeing. So the way he talk, when he say, oh, we're not trying to accuse nobody of nothing, but we want a full investigation, right? It lets me know that he feels a way that it's something ain't right, but he don't fully know 100% exactly what happened. Because when he gonna come do a press conference like that and drop his nuts on him. And that's facts. And when he come like that, that's when I know it's safe to come like that. Because I know he got a smoking gun. When right now, he's still fishing. He's still gonna get that big. He's still looking. They have to compare things together. Right? That's why they're meeting with these people to go through the phones together. Ben Crump, I told y'all, they can't. Everybody who keeps saying, yo, they're going to, bro, they can't fuck up, bro. This man is too good. He got white people on there. He got all these people that's paying attention to, if they fuck up anyway, they know they're going to get sued. Straight up. Right? I'm telling you guys, they got their own. Ben Crump said this in the press conference. I'm gonna show y'all. I can show y'all the other press conference when he said that. I can show y'all the other press conference. It's been a lot of false reports being put out. It's also been a false report that they said Nolan was found with all his clothes on. That's not true. Nolan was found face down in his shorts, them same shorts he had on. But people been on the internet spreading lies, so people get that shit gets misconstrued as truth. But when they say, "Oh, why?" This is why right here. Ben Crump is already dealt down there in Mississippi, right? Straight up, right? Carlos Moore worked with Crump. It's right here. Carlos Moore was a co-counsel. Shout out to Carlos Moore. Shout out to Carlos, man. Carlos lost his job as being a judge because he spoke up on injustices. Tatum and them don't even want to acknowledge that there's injustices. When you can't even acknowledge that there's injustices that's going on right now, you full of shit, man. You can't even acknowledge that there are injustices going on right now, bro. I can't take you serious. The only person that's coming home without their son, it was damn near 1,000 people out there that day. The only person that's coming home without their son is Nolan Wells' mama. And nigga, you go on YouTube trolling the mama, nigga. after she asked you to leave her alone. Nigga, you was a cop, nigga. And this is how you behave? As a cop, you supposed to, but I already knew, because when you said that cops lie, I already knew what time it was. Y'all niggas, like I said before, bro. Like I said before, bro. Do I think something suspicious happened? You effing right. You effing right. Because think about this, y'all. Even if he just drowned, if somebody had to be, was he out there by himself? And just nobody saw it? You would have to say that he was out there by himself. Nobody saw it. He wandered off and fell down into a sinkhole or something. Then, if what Tatum said, that somebody told him that he had some in his system, because Tatum said this, and this is why I'm trying to tell y'all, I need to find out if Tatum got information illegally down there from the police office, because they're not supposed to leak information. Tatum went to Mississippi. Tatum being a former cop, and they know Tatum. Trust me. So they feel like, because the family, the white boys' families, they trust Tatum a whole lot. Right? So I'm thinking, and I'm wondering, did Tatum go down there on that? Yeah, I'm a former cop, man. I know how it is with these black folks, man. You know what I'm saying, man? What y'all got on the case, man? What y'all got? If they told him anything, that's a lawsuit. They're not at privy to release or leak this information during an ongoing investigation where the information is sealed. So for him to say, yeah, and for him to say, yo, they gave them a name. You know what I'm saying? I got a name. That's what he said. He said he got a name of somebody he alleged gave Nolan something, right? So, nigga, if you got a name, right? And you really trying to help, why you ain't just send a name to the parents? Why go through all these theatrics? Send a name to the parents. Right? Bro, man. Like I said to y'all, right? This truth gonna come out, though. The truth gonna come out, man. Watch. It always got a way of creeping out. It's gonna come out. It might not be what we think it is, which I don't think is what everybody thinks. I think that it might have something to do with somebody completely different. But I just don't have enough proof. And just me being a responsible person, I can't come on the internet and accuse somebody of a murder, and I don't have even a time of death. You know what I'm saying? When you do this stuff, you got to be right. Think about this, y'all. You got people that's in prison right now because people didn't do the investigation right, or they were misjudged. People don't did 50, 60 years, and they get out, and it's found 60 years later that they was wrongly in prison. Right? That's the worst feeling in the world, to lose your whole life for something you ain't even do wrong. You get out, they give you $250,000 and act like that made up for all those years you lost. Right? Ah, man. So again, right? That's why I trust Ben Crump. I already know he gonna hold him to the fire. So by the fact that they know he on their ass, because they know Ben Crump. That's why they hate him down there anyway. I told y'all this last night. He gonna shut all that shit down. All that shit that's going on down there, shit getting ready to get shut down. Because once he sues these people, once he sues them, that policy gonna change real quick. That policy gonna change real quick. Right? Right? So we're gonna see. Right? We're gonna see. Right. Well, no, they listen, and that's a thing. That's a good note right there. The orange drip. Great note. He says if the kids told Tatum about bleep and not to the cops, they're withholding info. Like who else? Well, that's the thing. We got to know at what time they told them. Because at this time right here, this is on the 5th. This is on the 5th. See, look, the date is the 5th at 9:52 p.m. So that's before Nolan was found, right? So maybe if somebody interviewed with them on the 7th or the 8th and they told them that, we got to see what those interview statements say. Right? Think about that. And that official paperwork has not been released to the public. So how the fuck do Tatum know? Was policy broken? Did Tatum meet with any police officers down there that's active on the case? That's the question I want to know. The parents should be asking that question. How in the fuck did he get this information? The parents should be asking that question. How did he get that information? Because if he got it from the state, but the state legally cannot release any information, they ain't even giving none to the parents. Oh, that's a shitstorm down there. So I believe Tatum should be subpoenaed and questioned how he got that information. I believe that Tatum should be subpoenaed and questioned in the court of law under the penalty of perjury of how you received that information, because it's not in any one of these paperwork that's been released. So how did you get that information? And if you got it from a kid, how did the kid tell you but not tell the cop? Because you said you was going to tell the cop the name. Which makes it even more suspicious. So he need to be subpoenaed, bro. He need to be questioned. Who exactly gave him that information he putting out here in the public? Because he has no right to the personal investigate. He's not a cop. He's not involved in the case. Because see, I'm gonna tell you something. That toxicology come back and what he said was true. I'm questioning who told that nigga. I'm questioning who told him. Can't say he's a liar until the toxicology come out. You know, cops do cops favors. Think about it. Them boys are so willing to interview with him. Why would they feel so comfortable with him? Why not another white podcaster? Why him? He make himself feel so comfortable with the, they got to follow him, see his talking points, see how his mentality, his approach. Like, share, subscribe, man. Nigga, ex-cop. Trolling a mama whose son is dead, nigga. And I'm gonna say this before I leave. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I already told y'all. If y'all seen that nigga daddy, man, his daddy ain't never going to be the same again. Look, the daddy have lost his soul, my nigga. I look at this dude every single time I seen the father speak. That nigga, he don't got no soul no more. And Tatum is out here borderline harassing this man's wife. You fucking with this man's wife in the worst time of their life. Brother, I hope you never cross paths with this nigga daddy, bro. That nigga daddy already look like a super action figure, hero figure. That nigga come on the internet, nigga trolling. That nigga trolling. Nigga. I want y'all to see this shit, man. I want y'all to see this shit I'm talking about. I want y'all to see this shit I'm talking about, man. You can't make this shit up. Right? You can't make it up what he did. Right? Look at this shit, y'all. Look at this shit. I want y'all to look at this tab. Look at the thumbnail what he did to Nolan's mama last night. Look how he pointing at her. Something wrong with this nigga, bro. That nigga is a troll, bro. You trolling a brother's mom who lost her son. That's you got it, bro. This is an ex-cop. Look at the shit he doing. The mama said something to this nigga one time, ain't said nothing else. This is 4 days later. Look how this nigga is trolling this one. Y'all niggas cool with that shit? He's sad, man. That's damn near harassment, my nigga. Look how he pointing over there. Man, that nigga, again, bro. Y'all niggas, man, I don't know how y'all respect shit like this, bro. Because, like, when you dealing with that, you talking about a woman who lost an 18-year-old son and you playing internet games, nigga. And then last night he go on there talking about some, yeah, nigga, I'm going to take the gloves off. Nigga, the fuck you mean you going to take the gloves off? Nigga, she ain't said nothing else. He said he going to take the gloves off. I think you tried to say my name. Nigga, you put your whole name in your content. He ain't never get mad at none of them white folks that did the reports over there at Fox News when they said former officer Brandon Tatum. But when the mama said his name and said that I don't want nothing to do with him, he say, oh, the mama trying to do that to get people. Nigga, what? She didn't say nothing like that. I'm gone, man. Y'all respect this nigga, man. Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.